What if I told you that flying private is no longer just for billionaires? Right now, somewhere in the world, a doctor, a real estate investor, a small business owner, someone just like you is boarding their own private jet. Not renting it, not borrowing it, owning it. And they didn't spend $80 million to do it. See, most people think private aviation exists in a different universe, a universe reserved for tech moguls, oil sheiks, and Hollywood celebrities. They scroll past videos of Gulfstreams and Bombardiers and think, that's not for me. But here's what the aviation industry doesn't advertise. There are private jets, real, certified, turbine-powered private jets that you can buy for less than a luxury penthouse in Manhattan. Some for less than a house in the suburbs. The question was never, can I afford a private jet? The real question was, which one? The 10 most affordable private jets and what they actually cost. Stick with me through this entire video, because by the end, I'm going to show you not just the jets, but the real numbers, purchase price, operating costs, range, speed, everything you need to know. And for number one on this list, the price is going to genuinely shock you. Let's go.
Number 10. Bombardier Learjet 75 Liberty. Purchase price: approximately $13.8 million new, used from $8 to $12 million. We start our list with a legend. The Learjet name has meant one thing for over 60 years: speed, style, and status. The Learjet 75 Liberty was the final chapter of that legendary story. In February 2022, Bombardier officially ended Learjet production forever. The 75 Liberty was the last model to roll off the line, and that decision turned it into something rare, something that actually appreciates in the world of aviation culture. A collector's piece with wings. But what makes it stand out technically? The Learjet 75 Liberty is powered by two Honeywell TFE 731 40BR engines, pushing it to a cruise speed of 465 knots. That's nearly 535 miles per hour. It has a range of approximately 2,080 nautical miles, which means New York to Miami or Los Angeles to Chicago is nothing. It comfortably seats 6 passengers in a cabin that, while narrow by modern standards, drips with that classic Learjet DNA: tight, focused, fast. Is it the most spacious jet on this list? No. Is it the most fuel efficient? Also no. But there's something about saying you fly in a Learjet, the last Learjet ever made, that no amount of money can replicate. At used prices starting around $8 million, you're buying aviation history. Personally, I think the Learjet 75 Liberty represents the end of a legendary era in private aviation. Owning one today is almost like owning a flying piece of history. Number 9. Pilatus PC-24. Purchase price approximately $11 to $12 million new. Switzerland is known for 3 things: watches, chocolate, and Pilatus aircraft. The PC-24 is proof that the Swiss engineering mindset, obsessive precision, zero compromise, translates perfectly into aviation. Here's why the Pilatus PC-24 is genuinely unique on this list. It's the only super-light business jet in the world that can operate from unpaved runways, gravel strips, grass fields, dirt tracks. Most private jets are prisoners of long, paved, commercial-grade runways. The PC-24 goes where others simply cannot. This opens over 20,000 airports worldwide, compared to just 5,000 or so that most jets can access. If you have a ranch in Montana, a resort in the mountains of Canada, or a private estate with its own grass airstrip, the PC-24 lands right there. No airport transfers, no driving an hour from the nearest terminal. Performance-wise, it cruises at 440 knots, over 500 miles per hour,
with a range of around 2,000 nautical miles. The cabin fits up to 10 passengers in a commuter configuration, or 6 in a comfortable club layout. The flat floor and wide fuselage give it a spaciousness that's rare in this price range. The PC-24 doesn't just offer you a jet, it offers you access to places money alone can't usually reach. What impresses me most about the PC-24 is how practical it is. It's one of the few jets that can truly go places other private jets simply can't. Number 8. Embraer Phenom 300E. Purchase price, approximately $10.6 million new. For 10 consecutive years, the Embraer Phenom 300 series was the best-selling light business jet in the entire world. 10 years. That's not a coincidence. That's a statement. The Phenom 300E, the latest evolution, builds on that legacy with a cabin that genuinely redefines what light jet means. With a cabin height of just under 5 feet and nearly 5.5 feet of width, this is not a cramped tin can in the sky. It has flat floor access, individual passenger controls, LED lighting, and a baggage compartment that can be accessed mid-flight, something many larger jets can't even offer. It's powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney Canada PW535E engines, reaching a cruise speed of 453 knots, faster than many mid-size jets that cost twice as much. Range? Approximately 2,010 nautical miles. That puts routes like New York to Dallas, London to Athens, or Los Angeles to Chicago comfortably within reach without a fuel stop. Operating costs run roughly $1,500 to $1,800 per hour, which for what you're getting is exceptional value. When you factor in fuel, maintenance, and crew costs, many charter operators choose the Phenom 300E specifically because it delivers a premium experience at a manageable cost per hour. Embraer designed this jet to compete with aircraft that cost $15 to $20 million. At $10.6 million, it largely wins. In my opinion, the Phenom 300E might be the best balance of performance, comfort, and operating cost in the entire light jet category.
Number 7. Cessna Citation CJ3 Gen 2. Purchase price, approximately $9 to $10 million new. Cessna has been making the Citation family of jets for over 50 years. And within that family, the CJ4 is the big brother, the one that grew up, got serious, and started outperforming everything around it. The CJ4 Gen 2, updated with modern avionics and refined systems, is a light jet that thinks it's a midsize. It seats up to 9 passengers. It has a range of 2,165 nautical miles, the longest range of any aircraft in the Citation CJ series, and it cruises at 451 knots, putting it in the same performance bracket as jets that cost significantly more. What truly makes the CJ4 compelling is its operating economy. It burns less fuel than most jets in its range class, which translates to real money saved over years of ownership. Annual operating costs for a CJ4 typically run between $1.1 and $1.4 million per year for a moderately used owner, which in the world of private aviation is genuinely lean. It also has one of the most pilot-friendly cockpits available in a light jet, the Garmin 3000 avionics suite, making it attractive to owner pilots who want to fly their own aircraft. The CJ4 isn't flashy, it doesn't scream for attention, it just performs quietly, efficiently, consistently. To me, the CJ4 feels like the perfect step up for owners who want something bigger and faster without jumping all the way into mid-size jet territory. Number 6. Cessna Citation CJ3+. Purchase price, approximately $8.5 to $9 million new. Think of the CJ4 Plus as the CJ4's more intimate sibling. Same Cessna DNA, same reliability heritage, just a little tighter, a little more personal, and a little more affordable. The CJ3 Plus seats 7 to 8 passengers in a cabin that,
while not enormous, is thoughtfully designed. Every inch serves a purpose. The seats are comfortable for flights up to 3 hours, which covers the vast majority of domestic U.S. routes. Range is approximately 1,971 nautical miles at a cruise speed of 416 knots. But here's the real selling point for many buyers. The CJ3 Plus is certified for single pilot operations. One qualified pilot, no co-pilot required. For an owner pilot, this means you can fly yourself from meeting to meeting without maintaining a two-person crew. The annual crew costs alone, which can run $200,000 to $400,000 per year for a two-pilot operation, can effectively pay for a significant portion of your annual ownership costs. For a first-time private jet owner who wants a genuine turbofan jet, not a turboprop, not a piston, an actual jet, the CJ3 Plus is one of the most sensible entry points in the entire market. If someone asked me what the smartest first private jet purchase might be, the CJ3 Plus would definitely be near the top of my list.
Number 5. HondaJet Elite II. Purchase price approximately $6.95 million new. When Honda announced they were building a private jet, the aviation world laughed. Honda? The car company? What do they know about jets? Then the HondaJet flew, and nobody was laughing anymore. The HondaJet Elite II, the latest version, is genuinely revolutionary in its design. Honda's engineers did something no other aircraft manufacturer had done at this scale. They mounted the engines over the wings rather than on the tail. This is called an over-the-wing engine mount configuration, and the result is extraordinary. By moving the engines off the fuselage, Honda freed up the entire rear cabin for passengers. The interior becomes dramatically more spacious. Noise levels drop because engine vibration is no longer transmitted directly through the fuselage, and aerodynamic efficiency improves because the wing-engine integration reduces drag. The numbers back it up. The HondaJet Elite II cruises at 422 knots, about 485 miles per hour, with a range of 1,437 nautical miles. It seats 5 passengers plus a pilot and features one of the most luxurious cabins in its class. Honda partnered with the fashion house of Muji to design the interior, and it shows. Clean lines, premium materials, and a sense of calm sophistication that feels nothing like what you'd expect from a nearly $7 million aircraft. It even has a fully enclosed lavatory, a rarity in this price segment. Honda took an industry that had been doing things the same way for 60 years and said, "We can do better." They were right. Personally, I think the HondaJet proves that fresh engineering ideas can still completely change an industry that seemed stuck in its old ways.
Number 4. Embraer Phenom 100 EV. Purchase price approximately $4.3 to $4.5 million new. We're now entering the territory where things get truly interesting. $4.3 million for a brand new factory-fresh private jet. The Phenom 100 EV, the EV stands for Enhanced Version, not electric, just to be clear, is Embraer's entry-level masterpiece. It's the jet that Embraer designed specifically to democratize private aviation, and they succeeded. The Phenom 100 EV seats 4 passengers in a cabin that's modeled after Embraer's larger, more expensive jets. The design philosophy was don't make a cheap small jet, make a small version of a great jet. The difference is everything. It's powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney Canada PW617F-E engines, cruising at 390 knots with a range of approximately 1,178 nautical miles. That's more than enough for most regional travel needs, covering coast-to-coast segments or transcontinental European routes with one stop. Operating costs are lean. Fuel burn is among the lowest of any turbofan jet in production. Many owners report all-in hourly operating costs of around $900 to $1,100, which makes the Phenom 100 EV one of the most economical jets to actually own and operate over time. For someone stepping into private jet ownership for the first time, someone who's done the math, understands the commitment, and wants to do it right, the Phenom 100 EV is perhaps the most intelligent choice on this entire list. What I really like about the Phenom 100 EV is that it feels like a serious business jet, just scaled down to a more accessible price point. Number 3. Cessna Citation Mustang. Purchase price? Used from $2 to $3 million. Now, I have to be honest with you here. Cessna discontinued the Citation Mustang in 2017. New production is over. But here's why it still earns its spot on this list. The used market for the Mustang is active, well-supported, and remarkably affordable. You can buy a well-maintained, low-hours Citation Mustang right now for somewhere between $2 and $3 million. A real jet, a real Cessna, with Garmin G1000 avionics, Pratt & Whitney Canada PW615F engines, and a service network that spans the entire world. The Mustang was built as a very light jet, a VLJ, and it sits in a category that's perfect for personal use. It seats 4 passengers plus the pilot, cruises at approximately 340 knots, and has a range of around 1,150 nautical miles. It's not going to carry 8 people across the Atlantic, but if you need to move yourself and 3 colleagues from one city to another quickly, privately, on your schedule, the Mustang does it beautifully. Parts are available, mechanics know it well. The Cessna support infrastructure, one of the best in business aviation, still backs this aircraft completely. At $2 to $3 million used, the Mustang answers a question that many aspiring private jet owners have quietly been asking for years. What's the real floor? How low can I actually go? The Mustang says, lower than you thought. For many pilots, the Mustang might be the moment where owning a real jet stops feeling impossible and starts feeling realistic. Number 2. Eclipse 550. Purchase price, new was $2.9 million, used from $1.5 to $2.5 million. The Eclipse 550 is the aviation world's best-kept secret, and I'm not sure it should be a secret anymore. Eclipse Aerospace built the 550 as the successor to their original Eclipse 500, a jet that launched an entire movement. In the early 2000s, the Eclipse 500 was the first aircraft to prove that very light jets could be practical, affordable, and genuinely useful. The 550 refined everything: better avionics, better systems, better reliability. Twin Williams International FJ33-4A engines pushed the Eclipse 550 to a cruise speed of 375 knots with a range of approximately 1,125 nautical miles. It seats 4 people, 2 in front, 2 in back, in a cabin that's cozy but functional. This is not a jet for entertaining or impressing clients with lavish interiors. This is a jet for getting somewhere fast. And here's where the story gets interesting. Eclipse used innovative manufacturing processes borrowed from the automotive industry to build their jets at a fraction of traditional aviation manufacturing costs. They used friction stir welding, a technique almost unheard of in aircraft construction at the time, to bond fuselage panels together without rivets. The result was a lighter, stronger, more aerodynamically clean airframe produced at lower cost. On the used market today, well-maintained Eclipse 550s are available for as little as $1.5 million. There are very few things in aviation that are harder to believe than that number, and yet it's real. For a private pilot or a cost-conscious owner, the Eclipse 550 offers something extraordinary: jet speed, jet range, and jet status for a price that challenges every assumption you've ever made about what private aviation costs. Honestly, the Eclipse 550 might be one of the most underrated aircraft in private aviation.
Number 1. Cirrus Vision Jet SF-50. Purchase price, approximately $3 million new. Here it is, number 1. The most democratizing, most groundbreaking, most surprising aircraft on this entire list. The Cirrus Vision Jet, officially designated the SF-50, is the world's first and only single-engine personal jet in production. When it entered service in 2016, it changed the conversation around private aviation permanently. Let me be clear about what this aircraft is. It's not a turboprop. It's not a piston plane with a fancy interior. It is a certified jet powered by a single Williams FJ33-5A turbofan engine mounted above the fuselage that cruises at approximately 300 knots and has a range of around 1,200 nautical miles. It seats 5 adults plus 2 children in a rear-facing jump seat configuration, 7 seats total in a single-engine aircraft. But the feature that genuinely separates the Vision Jet from everything else? The Cirrus Airframe Parachute System, CAPS, built right into the aircraft. If something goes catastrophically wrong, if the engine fails, if the pilot becomes incapacitated, if there's an emergency beyond the pilot's control, you pull a handle and a ballistic parachute deploys from the airframe and lowers the entire aircraft safely to the ground. No other jet in the world offers this. It's a safety net that has saved real lives in the Cirrus family of aircraft, and it makes the Vision Jet the most accessible advanced aircraft for pilots transitioning from piston flying. Operating costs are around $700 to $900 per hour, the lowest of any jet on this list. Annual maintenance and ownership costs are manageable for a successful professional. And with a new purchase price of approximately $3 million, you are buying a brand new factory-fresh turbofan jet for a price that by any historical measure is astonishing. Cirrus didn't just build an airplane, they built a philosophy. The idea that personal flight, real, fast, private flight, should be accessible to more than just the ultra-wealthy. The Vision Jet is the physical manifestation of that belief. And right now, as you watch this video, there are doctors, tech founders, ranchers, and real estate developers across America who wake up on Tuesday morning and think, I have a meeting in Denver. And instead of booking a commercial flight, dealing with security lines, middle seats, and delays, they drive to a local general aviation airport, unlock their own jet, and are airborne in under 30 minutes. That's the Vision Jet life. And at $3 million, it's closer to reality than you probably ever imagined. To me, the Vision Jet is probably the aircraft that has done the most to redefine what personal aviation can look like in the modern era.
So there you have it, the 10 most affordable private jets in the world. Real aircraft, real prices, real data. From the Bombardier Learjet 75 Liberty, the last of a legendary name, all the way down to the Cirrus Vision Jet, a brand new personal jet under $3 million. The range on this list goes from extraordinary down to genuinely accessible. And the truth is, private aviation has never been more in which for serious, ambitious people who are willing to do their homework. I've shown you many jets so far. Now I will give you a good advice. There is no need to rush to the market and buy a jet right after seeing these jets. Try to understand whether you really need to buy a private jet or not. It is not that you have to buy a private jet only if you have money. Private jets save people's time, and for some people, time is money. For many people, such as businessmen, CEOs, time is very precious. Important meetings can be done in a private jet. There is no hassle with the schedule. It increases productivity, and as a result, a business can often generate more revenue than the price of a private jet from this additional productivity. The maintenance, fuel cost, rent, etc. of a private jet are not low. That is why you should only buy it if necessary. However, you can also buy it just to enjoy a luxurious life. In the sector, you will know the maintenance, fuel cost, etc. of a private jet in full, and then buy it if you want. Hopefully I have explained it. And if you want a new video on the maintenance, fuel cost, etc. of a private jet, then let me know in the comments. If the number of comments is high, then I will make a new video on it. And if this video opened your eyes to the world of private aviation, if you walked in here thinking jets were for billionaires and you're walking out thinking differently, then I want to take you one step further. Because while today we talked about affordability, I also made a video about the other end of the spectrum, the jets that don't care about affordability at all. The jets that cost $50 million, $100 million, even $200 million. The jets that celebrities and billionaires actually own. Flying mansions with bedrooms, showers, full kitchens, and price tags that are almost impossible to comprehend. That video is called 10 Insane Private Jets Billionaires and Celebrities Actually Own. $200 million Flying Mansions. The link is on the end screen right now. Watch it next. I promise your jaw will drop.